My beautiful Aquarius, welcome to your July 2024 tarot reading. Um, it is a little late and I do apologize, though I do feel like it's probably in divine timing. Oh, by the way, this is going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. Many of you are intuitively guided to readings now, and that's because you're paying more and more attention to your intuition. You're trusting within it, and I feel like your guides will put a reading before you. Even if you scroll past it, I feel like something will make you go back. Um, that's your guides, and that's your intuition. So, like give yourself credit for that, for paying attention to your intuition. This is also for those who may be in love with an Aquarius, whether it be platonically or romantically. Remember, because I read through my spirit guides, I really just use the cards as tools. But I feel like my guides connect to your guides. They talk to each other. You know what I mean? Um, so if you're here for that reason, understand that your guides know that, and there will be messages here for you too. All right. And it's interesting because I started your reading with a different deck and it just didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. So I just took a moment and calmed my mind, and just like what I normally do is just like put my hand over my decks and allow my energy to know which deck to do. And I didn't do that the first time. So this time I did. And now we have your decks. All right. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. We are going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom, but we'll take her at the end of the reading. Um, I just love Mother Mary's this deck. It's an oracle deck. I feel like the messages at the end or even in the beginning always make so much sense. I feel like they truly relate to the wisdom. So, wisdom of the highest. And then we're going to use, if I can pick it up, a new deck that I got. It's called the Tradivia deck. It was gifted to me through a company that I'm now going to work with. I love them. I really do love them. Not just the deck, but also the company. And I'm very choosy about like, who I work with. I don't want just anybody to send me tarot cards. Like I have to trust. I have to feel that it's right. So, anyways, this is called the Tradivia deck. And I will give you a coupon code. It'll be in the more detailed section if you like them. It's really, and I think they give you a discount off like a whole order. They have like oils and anyways, I'll put the website below too. So we're going to use these to clarify, but really to go deeper. That's why the readings are longer because I do like to go deep in a reading. I do like to give you a roadmap. Um, and that takes time. It really does. For your main spread, this is what my guys wanted me to use, the Universal Tarot. So we're going to use the Universal Tarot, and let's go ahead and get right into it. And by the way, everything is always pre-shuffled, as many of you know, but if you're new, you may not know that. But I also like to give it a shuffle with you here. So let's do one more. Let's give them a cut. And let's begin, Aquarius. All right. Again, this is for July, but I do want to say that in a long reading like this, it could be things that are opening up in July, but showing you like the potential of where something can go. So let's see. I'm like really looking forward to your reading. All right. We have the High Priestess. It's funny because the other deck I chose, the first card was the High Priestess. That's your intuition, your higher self, always connected to above. Remember that. Um, it's your wisdom to help you move through this lifetime. Hmm. Ten of Swords. If you look at this image, someone sees these swords coming. I can't deny them. It can certainly talk about a repeat pattern. So I definitely want to look at that, right? But I love that your intuition comes before this. So I feel like there's no hiding from it. Like, I'd rather know the truth. Am I in a repeat pattern with something or someone? Can it come to an end? Should I allow it to come to an end? Well, I feel like in the Ten of Swords, the answer is yes. And the reason why is because I feel like, I'll just get more swords. And it is a 10. And 10 often means, energy that really wants to be cleared. And then you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. First of all, it's fast moving energy. But to me, it's also what I think about, I bring about. Like, I feel like four of these wands are going out into the universe, and that's my intention. Like, what I'd like to see in my life. And then you kind of want to let go of that trust in divine that, that it will come back to you. This is a positive energy also. So think about that because it is your intentions that really make up your life. Like you and divine, or we and divine are working hand in hand together to create the type of life that we want. Eight, it is about a new beginning. It's also the number of infinity, as above, so below. No beginning, no end. Your intuition knows that. So, you may be manifesting something. It may happen quickly. Let's keep going. Hopefully, it's something good. Again, I do feel like it's from positive energy, but let's say I'm stealing this Ten of Swords energy where I'm taking all these daggers, right? Normally it's in the back, but literally this person is watching these daggers come. So what do I have to do? I've got to walk away. I've got to stop that pattern. I got to break that pattern. And I say that because I don't want you to manifest from that energy. Again, the Eight of Wands is the intention that you're putting out into the universe. Think of the law of attraction. Whatever vibration you put out into the universe, that's what must be met. The universe is not going to decipher. Did she really mean to send that? No, they're just going to, whatever you send out is what's going to come back. So if we can do it in a positive way, especially if you're listening to your intuition, then I feel like the Ten of Swords goes away. Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. Worry. Worry. The meaning of the Nine of Swords is really unnecessary worry. And if, another way of saying that is, sometimes we worry about things that we really have no control over. And it's really just a waste of our own energy. If someone is asking themselves, am I in a repeat pattern? Will I be back in a repeat pattern with the Ten of Swords here? First of all, I feel like with the High Priestess opening up this reading, it should be pretty clear. If someone has or something, can certainly talk about like work, family, or love, or all of the above. But again, I don't love that the Eight of Wands is in between the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Though the Nine of Swords again says reflect upon that because nine is about reflection. What am I worrying about? And if I'm worrying that I may repeat a pattern, well, your intuition's gonna, it's gonna sing. Like red flags will be sent. And, if I just realize that, then I feel like that alone can end a pattern, a negative pattern. That Eight of Wands in between those swords, I want you to think about your vibration. Because again, what I think about, I bring about. So if I'm in like a state of worry all the time, am I not just bringing more things to worry about back to me? The law of attraction. You also have 8, 9, and 10. 8, 9, and 10. Some of you, I feel like what this is saying is allow yourself to have new beginnings. Remember that you're a spiritual being having human experiences. And experiences are what we're meant to go through. Like we're meant to learn in this lifetime. It is our classroom. But we're also meant to have adventures, fun, um, growth. And, I feel like sometimes our biggest growth comes through our hardest lessons. All right, let's keep going. Well, we have the Two of Swords under your intuition, the Seven of Swords under the Ten of Swords. The Seven of Swords is deception, envy, someone who lies, someone who takes more than their fair share over and over again. And why am I saying over and over again? Because it's coming coming under that Ten of Swords. Don't manifest that back. It could also be talking about that is like one of your fears, that I'm going to manifest someone who was just like someone that I just left, someone who just broke my heart type of energy. Well, in the Two Swords, this person is wearing a blindfold. And it just means there's something they don't want to face. But yet, I feel like your intuition at the same time is trying to reach you. It may be through this very reading. Again, it's saying, and I feel like what it's saying is your future is not your past. And some things we need to leave in the past. It definitely telling me that if this is a person who has been untrustworthy to you, will they change? Are they going to grow? I don't feel like it. Like, I feel like this is someone who probably enjoys living in a lower vibrational energy, and there's not a lot we can do about that. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's relating to love. By the way, you have 7, 8, 9, 10 now, and two twos. Take off that blindfold. Know your truth. Understand that you are sending out vibrations. Are they positive? Or are they coming through like worry? That's why you don't want to have a blindfold on. Because your intuition will let you know. If this is talking about someone else coming in, your intuition is going to let you know. And I feel like when we say goodbye to this type of energy, very seldom do we repeat it, especially if we then learn to trust, like really trust our intuition. Because again, if someone comes in and let's say it's the same type of energy, now if you're in a repeat energy, repeat pattern, then that can certainly happen. That's why you want to be honest with yourself. But again, that Nine of Swords means unnecessary worry. So I feel like hopefully we're saying goodbye to this energy. They call it the thief in the night. Wow. We got a lot of cards, but we're going to take them. All right. We have the Ace of Wands, inspired. It's inspired action. It's the universe giving you the signs. Maybe those signs that you're really hoping for. Now, it's also coming under that Eight of Wands. Again, what I think about, I bring about. So I feel like your guides are saying, we hear you. We're paying attention and we are sending you your signs. But this is about action, right? I do have to reach out and accept that. Take it. See where it takes me. The Three of Wands. It is like the changing of the guards. We've gone from the Nine of Swords, a lot of worry, to now the Three of Wands, which is optimism. This is someone who is learning to live in the present moment. And you're saying to the universe, I know that you'll bring my ships in. And in the meantime, I'm just going to be grateful for what I do have. I'm going to live in the present moment. And then when my ships come in, I'm going to take them, right? With that Ace of Wands there. It is like completely different energy. And you have that control. You know what I mean? You don't even need your spirit guides for this. You control that. Just ask yourself, am I doing something or am I with someone, or do I keep bringing back the same type of people? What can I do to change that? Look within your own energy. As your vibration lifts, and I feel like part of that is just being really truthful with yourself and, not getting stuck in someone's web. We do get stuck in people's webs for a while, but eventually, I feel like, if we're really honest with ourselves, we know we need to free ourselves from that. Otherwise, that will be our life. So I feel like your guides are giving you a pretty clear message here. All right, well, let's see what else we got, because we got all kinds of cards. Beautiful. Two threes back to back, 33. Some of you may be a master, number 33, your life path number. And if that's the case, and really, I feel like it's really for anyone here, it is about mastering something. So in the Empress's energy, the one thing that she's really learned is how to keep her heart open, right? She's not going to allow someone who, again, carries that untrustworthy energy to have an effect on her life anymore. No, she's going to stay loving and nurturing, but she's also no one's fool. She has learned and she has grown from that. I feel like the Empress has really lived the life of all the queens. And I've learned from each and every one of them. This is also a very creative type energy. I feel like, well, we all receive epiphanies, but I feel like the Empress is someone who will take those epiphanies and give birth to them. It is mirroring your intuition. I do know this is you, male or female. And listen, I feel like when you reach the Empress's energy, which makes sense with the Three of Wands right before that, I'm going to live in the present day moment. I'm not going to allow this past energy to take any more of really what's meant to, you know, the dreams that are meant to come into my lifetime. the rewards, and I feel like when you reach the Empress's status, and I feel like we all have it in us, and it can take time, because this Empress has been through a lot of lessons. But what she does is just extracts the wisdom of the lessons. She doesn't hang on to the regret, the sorrow, the worry. Some of you may be a single mom, could be a single dad also. And even more important, that I want someone trustworthy in my life. We have the King of Wands coming right under the Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So I don't know if I can trust this king right now. This can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be, though. This is normally a king of action. Normally, I would say this is a king who puts, action behind their words. If I promise you something, I'm going to fulfill that. But because it's coming under the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords, I'm not really so sure. He is looking right back at that Empress. Could be someone trying to come back into your life. But I feel like at this point, I don't think you'll allow it. All right, what else we got? Beautiful sun. Leo's ruler. But listen, when the sun comes out, it's complete illumination. Again, so if I'm worried that I may manifest, more swords, like in my back, the sun's like, well, I'm going to illuminate your path. Shadows cannot hide when the sun is out. Whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. But this is really about a brand new day. Feeling like a kid again, excited for what's about to happen. And by the way, it's coming under the the Ace of Wands, inspired action, and the Eight of Wands. What I think about, I bring about. So I feel like you're becoming more clear in like how I want my life to look, and more clear in what I do not want my life to look like. We have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is really about learning in this lifetime. A page can also be like what's in the atmosphere as we speak. Some of you, I've been feeling this a lot lately where we've been putting like our goals, our dreams on the back burner and kind of like living someone else's life. But knowing, I feel like, but you must know deep down, like, this is not how I want my life to look. So if you look at it through a different lens, let's say through like the Three of Wands, an optimistic view, an optimistic lens, then you know that you have a lot of control, much more control than maybe you thought you did. Again, in the Two Swords, just wearing a blindfold, there may be something I don't want to face. Some of you, even though this king, I'm not feeling good about him right now, it doesn't mean that you still don't want to, again, you may have gotten caught in his web. But I feel like because the sun is beside him, so anything this king tries to do or say, if it's not truth, you're going to know it. The sun's going to illuminate that to you. Plus, he's looking right at the Empress, but the Empress has learned, and she is no one's fool. I feel like it's the difference of, let's say, before the Empress came out, I'm not really sure. There may be a chance I could take someone back. But now I feel like everything is saying, okay, I'm getting it. It's like your intuition is getting through. You've been learning. And it may just be time for you to like really think about yourself and what it is you want to create in this world, how you want your life to look. understanding the power you have in, manifesting, knowing that you're working hand in hand with divine, right? It's not all divine, like creating this. A lot of it's free will, but I'm learning from it. Some of you, I feel like you're getting epiphanies to, like, maybe you start new businesses. Again, it could be talents that you already possess that were on a back burner. And now, and especially with the sun right there, like illuminating that for you. A lot of people say, what is my purpose? Purpose is really just to learn and to grow. And, there's not like a time limit. The universe doesn't like, it's us who's manifesting. And this repeat pattern really is our humanness. Our spiritual being already knows that we can overcome this. It's like our human mind just needs to catch up. But I feel like it will. Well, hello, Chariot. It's like you have unlimited potential. And I don't just mean love. I feel like in your creativity, in what it is you do in the world. The Chariot to me really is a reward. And the reward is because you yourself have found balance. The Chariot speaks about unlimited potential. But what I want you to remember about the Chariot is it is your intentions that move this chariot, not the reins of the horse, not the reins that the person's holding on to. Your intentions tell the horses where to go. The Sphinx, can't even say it right. Also card of Cancer. Look at this, 3 of Cups. So 3 threes, by the way. And threes do talk about self also, like allowing oneself to enjoy my life. And I feel like don't even judge yourself. Don't look back and be like, what was wrong with me? I mean, I've done that, like what was wrong with me? Well, you maybe just didn't know at that point, right? That's what you were learning. I mean, with this energy, you certainly know at this point what you do not want. At least the type of energy you do not want. This is giving you something to celebrate. And it's coming with the Chariot. We have the Queen of Wands. Interesting because we have the King of Wands down here. And I kind of feel like you are the Queen of Wands. This is the Queen of Action. This is also a queen who doesn't, she doesn't allow fear to stop her from moving towards what she is passionate about, what her desires are. I take action first and then maybe I think about it. But I also feel like she's being guided. And again, that Ace of Wands, it is inspired action. And then the Eight of Wands about that. What I think about, I bring about that. What I bring about, the sun, illumination, like allowing myself to have new beginnings. I feel the sun is very joyful type of energy. Doesn't mean that everything in my life is going right, but I definitely have a handle over it now. And it's like anyone or anything that comes in towards me. I feel like, yes, this is talking about your past, but I have a feeling this king may try to make a repeat appearance. And, some of you may say yes, but I really feel like the majority of you are going to say no. Why? Well, unless this person has evolved. The sun's right there. So again, if this king comes in and, promises you the world, your intuition is going to let you know. The empress definitely listens to her intuition. She listens to her spirit guide. She knows that she's being guided. She's learned this. Anyways, Queen of Wands. And then we have the Death card, the closing of doors. Well, I know what door this means. That's Seven of Swords. Again, if I just feel like, I'm not going to say this is just a fire sign down here. I really feel like what it's talking about is someone who, again, may promise you the world, but then delivers nothing, or just could be like a serial liar, serial cheater. And I just don't feel like there's going to be any change. I feel like I may say there's change. It's that type of person where it's like they don't, how do I say this? I feel like they're possessive. Like, I'm not going to show you, I promised you the world, but I'm not going to deliver you the world. But I'll be damned if I want anyone else to give it to you. Well, the Empress is going to be too bad. Too bad. I see you for who you are now. And there is no hiding that. Closing of doors. Closing a door. And then knowing that a new door will open. And it does. It is about death, but then a rebirth. So, I hope the Ten of Swords is the door that you're closing. Repeat pattern. And again, I don't want you to judge yourself because I feel like we've all gone through this, right? It's part of this learning experience. But once we have learned it, once we see the truth, we believe, our intuition, we believe the signs, then I feel like it'd be very, very hard for this king to like talk you back into a potential relationship again. Now, if they did, I do feel like you'll just end up right back where you were again. That has to be your decision. You know what I mean? That has to be your decision. I already know what the Empress would do. She'd say, no way. No way, Jose. I am changing my life. I'm going to start allowing my wishes to become my reality. How am I going to do that? I'm going to start putting those intentions out there. Some of you already possess certain gifts, certain knowledge that you could put to use today. Even if you're just beginning, right? Even if you take it step by step by step. That's what the person in the Three of Wands is doing. I'm going to live in the present moment, but I'm also going to trust that my ships, my rewards, whatever you want to call it, will come in divine timing. And they will. Death card. Rebirth. Wow. I've never been so happy to see a rebirth when it comes to this energy, right? You do have to allow it again. And I know I'm repeating myself, but, it's like the high priestess, your intuition is up against your fear-based mind. However, I also want to recognize the fact that, we have the Ten of Swords, which went down to the Nine of Swords, which now has gone down to the Two of Swords. That Seven of Swords is here, though. So to me, that Seven of Swords hasn't changed. I feel like, but you have. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, hello, Tower. Now, I kind of feel like this is you giving this king, male or female, by the way, but giving this king the Tower, like, no, thank you. I moved beyond that now. Now I see you for who you truly are. You could have loved this person dearly. And it doesn't mean they didn't love you. It just means they don't know how to love. Well, I don't feel like you're their teacher. Like I'm meant to teach them how to love. Well, not if they're in the Seven of Swords type of energy. Not if you keep taking the brunt of the hurt. Rip off that blindfold. The sun is here to really help illuminate that to you. But it's not just illuminating your past. It's also trying to illuminate the potential of your future. Tower. Seven of Cups under that. Some of you may have been like sitting in this energy for a little while. Should I or shouldn't I? Do I accept this cup from him or her or not? Well, I feel like the Tower answers that question. You know, in the Tower, I feel like someone has fallen from grace. Sorry, King, but I feel like it's you. Not you, but the King. All right, let's put these down here, put these up here. We want to keep these in the reading. And again, first of all, the Death card is mirroring the Chariot. So as I close the door, there will always be a rebirth. A new door will always open. And I feel like that is what the Ace of Pentacles or the Ace of Wands is. But also, it is mirroring the Chariot. So it's kind of giving you a clue of, the energy that wants to enter really is unlimited in the best of ways. By the way, that's also a card of Cancer. Death card is also a card of Scorpio. All right, let's bring in the Chedivia deck and let's go ahead and just get right into it. Let's go deeper. I'm going to go ahead and give it a shuffle. And let's give them a cut and introduce them into your reading. It's interesting because I feel like there's been, a lot of us who've been dealing with just, not easy energy. And it almost, again, feels like a cycle. But it is a repeat cycle. But I have the power to end that. I have the power. Well, that didn't take long at all. Well, hello, Ace of Cups, right over your intuition. Hello, Ace of Cups, which is also mirroring the Empress. Just like I said earlier, like with the Chariot, I feel like the Chariot's a reward, maybe for the recognition of, like, first of all, seeing the truth of someone, understanding that, they probably promised me the world before, didn't deliver it, comes back in. And I have to tell you, I feel like this happens a lot, especially with someone like this, that right when you start to feel like you're getting your life together, you're becoming happy. It's like the universe is sending you one more test. Is she really gonna move forward? Has she really learned from this energy? Has she let go of this extreme worry? Has she moved towards her own intentions and how she wants her life to be? The Death card, close a door. I definitely feel like it's this King, and a new door will open. Well, hello, new door. Ace of Cups. And because it's coming over the High Priestess, I feel like you'll feel this. Like you'll probably feel it before it even enters. But it is love. All right. Six of Swords over the Ten of Swords. To me, this is great news. Why? Because in the Six of Swords, This is where you have realization of what and who has become toxic in your life, who and what has held you back from living really the life of your dreams. You got to go back one card in the Six of Swords, and it's the Five of Swords, and that is all about toxicity. And it just so happens to be falling right in this line of the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the King of Wands. Adios, King. Six of Pentacles over the Eight of Wands. And then, well, hello, different cup, or a different king. The King of Cups, who is mirroring the Ace of Cups. That's kind of beautiful. Now, this could be, of course, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We do have Cancer and Scorpio on the table. But beyond that, forget about the sign. Think about the energy. To me, the King of Cups in the upright is someone, and I've been with the King of Cups in reverse, and it is that Seven of Swords energy. But this is coming in the upright. And in the upright, I feel like the King of Cups is about love. Like I love being in love. I love having that special person that I can call my own and they can call me their own. This could also be talking about, like soulmates who were planning on meeting a certain time within this lifetime, like seeds that were planted before you came into this lifetime. But I feel like there's nothing to fear with this king. Even though it is coming over the Nine of Swords, but that Nine of Swords does talk about unnecessary worry. So it would make sense that I would be a little leery, after dealing with this. But in the same breath, the Empress is like, I've learned not to close down my heart. I've learned to stay loving and nurturing. But I've also, but I'm also very powerful, very creative. And I really don't feel like anybody can pull the wool over her eyes. Not anymore. And again, it's like, don't look back with regret. Look back at how you have grown. Some people are just incapable of loving us in the way that we deserve. I feel like this king is someone who can really love you and you them. And the Six of Pentacles right before that. Six of Pentacles is really the energy of give and take. And with right before that being the Ten of Swords, I feel like you probably gave and gave and gave and gave and weren't receiving anything in return but heartache, a headache, worry, stress, anxiety, all that. You know what I love about the Six of Pentacles? You know, this is unfortunate, but many times, those who do have very caring hearts, because I feel in the Six of Pentacles is someone who really does care about the underdog, or, cares about their fellow man. Um, and I feel like the rewards, there's like, if I'm in the Ten of Swords and I'm manifesting from that energy, I have to know that chances are I'm going to bring that back. But in the Six of Pentacles, I do have that realization. Maybe it's simply that I give and give and give. Maybe I thought I was meant to help this person evolve, but they just weren't playing my game. Instead, I had to play theirs. Well, no longer. No longer. We have the Knight of Swords. Ring, ring. coming under the Ace of Cups. Knight of Swords means there's some type of communication coming in. It is mirroring the Three of Wands, so I feel like it's positive. It's a positive energy, or it's communication from someone that I feel like I can trust. And then, well, hello, lovers. Now, it's coming over the Seven of Swords. I do not feel like it is this king down here. I feel like this is your true love. But maybe it's taken me time, and maybe it was meant to take time for this to come about. Maybe there were valuable lessons that you were learning. You know, the lovers is being influenced by the angels. And that's probably why this king may make a repeat appearance. It's like, well, what's she doing out there loving someone else? You know, I thought she loved me. I thought he loved me. Well, I did. But then look what you did to me. I don't even think you're thinking that. I mean, maybe you think it for a second, but I feel like this is talking about, first of all, because we have the Ace of Cups, it is talking about love. You know, the meaning of this card is a head over heart decision. And that could be with this king, right? Follow my head or follow my heart. Well, I feel like here, you're following your head because now with the sun, you know the truth. And the truth is the truth is the truth. But then I feel like what's entering is allowing you to follow your heart. You never know when your phone's going to ring. You never know when you just might happen to meet the love of your life. Again, angel influence with these lovers. The Ace of Cups, unconditional love. The King of Cups feels like to me someone who is more than ready to love, to give, and not just take. Also, card of Gemini. We have, well, hello, Four of Wands. So this is the marriage card, but it's a commitment. Coming over the Ace of Wands, inspired action. Inspired first, right? You'll feel that inspiration and then moving forward with it. The Ace of Wands, I feel like you can trust it, especially with the sun again underneath it. And I feel like this is giving you a clue about the type of person who's coming in. And I feel like this is someone who would be very caring. I'm not going to say they're perfect because none of us are. But I do feel like they have a caring heart. I do feel like there's someone who would care for their fellow man. You know, like someone that, you know, like I feel like both of you would definitely, like, if someone was in need of help, then you'd want to help. But now you know the difference between like giving a hand up and giving a hand out. Making a commitment. You know, but this is an energy that can last a lifetime, can turn into marriage. I always say the commitment card because I feel like, well, not everyone wants to get married, you know, or remarried. But a commitment, a true commitment. And by the way, in the Four of Wands, everyone in this energy wants to be in this energy. This is my favorite love card because I know the potential of it. And I feel like your intuition will too. Look at that. A lover's wants to make a commitment. It starts through some type of communication. And it can even be telepathic. Like it could be like someone I was dreaming about, and then they enter my life. Look at that, the chariot again. I mean, the more parts that come out, the more I feel confident that whoever was in that Seven of Swords energy, if they make a repeat appearance, the more comfortable I feel knowing that I don't think you would accept it. I know you won't accept it. None of this energy is coming towards you. Over optimism. It's almost like your spirit guides are like, we just wanted you to understand the potential you have in this lifetime. We wanted you to understand that you are not this person's teacher down here. You know, you were not meant to take this lying type energy, untrustworthy energy, and do it over and over and over again. It has become toxic. It's showing us that. But it's also showing you moving away from that. And I feel so proud. And I feel just happy that you are moving away from that. Look at the second line. The Knight of Swords, some type of communication. Knight of Swords usually means that it's truthful. Well, in the Seven of Swords, because you've dealt with that, truth is important. Integrity, but it could be like unexpected also. It could be like a conversation that just opens up. And as it opens up, it's like you get this feeling about someone. And again, if you moved into the Empress's energy and your heart is still open, again, doesn't mean that you're anybody's fool, that I'm just going to accept any old lover. No, this is of a much higher vibration. It definitely is soulmate energy. I don't know how it could not be. Because again, the chariot speaks of unlimited potential for these lovers. Unlimited and true commitment. So someone who does put action behind their words. Someone who says that I will love you for the rest of our lives. They mean it. Even if you need to take your time, there's nothing wrong with that. Right? In the Three of Wands, I really am living in the present moment. And by the way, I feel like if this is talking about what feels like great love, we don't need to rush it because I feel like every part of it, like, the beginning of a relationship, all those butterflies and that. Wow. I feel like this is going to be romantic. Chemistry. You'll know that immediately. You're probably on similar paths. So, as you have conversations, you'll get each other, you'll understand each other. And I feel like both of you are now living in this energy of, you're not afraid to give of yourself because now you know your worth. Double Cancer on the board, by the way. Does this have to mean love? Well, I know it does mean love, but it can also mean other things. And by the way, I also feel like with the Empress mirroring the page of Pentacles over here, this can talk about like what you do in the world. And as first of all, as I end this chapter, we're good, right? I close that door. Well, there will be a rebirth. And it feels like the rewards are more than just love. It can be a love of what you do, the love of what you bring to the world. Even if I don't know everything I need to know, well, you don't need to know everything. That's the thing. You learn as you go. But the sun is there also to help illuminate that for you. Queen of Swords over the Empress. Someone's regained their voice. I often feel like the Queen of Swords is not afraid to use her sword. And I mean that and I don't mean that as in like, you know, cutting words, because I feel like I've moved beyond that. But I will use my sword to cut ties. No problem. The Two of Pentacles over the King of Wands. So it is putting the ball in your court. I hope you say no. And again, don't think just a fire sign. To me, I feel like it's so clear that this person has caused you problems over and over again. And I often get in readings like, love, like a new love shows up, and then someone who really has probably put me through hell, and then they also show up. Why? Well, because they don't want you happy. Seven of Swords is a terrible energy, I think. And with all these swords, you can talk about like narcissistic tendencies. And that would be the type of person where, like, I may not show you the love you deserve, but I'll be damned if I want anybody else to. But again, he's being met by the Empress, and the Empress will shut him down. I feel like, this is called, or a lot of people explain this card as like having a lot of balls up in the air and needing to make a decision. I feel like it's really using your logical mind. Like my logical mind will very quickly tell me, like, no, I've closed the door to you. And then the Ace of Cups opens up. It is part of your rebirth, but not this person. They had their chance, right? They had their chance. Queen of Wands. Some of you could have been married to this king, and it could be a divorce, right? Again, could be cutting of ties. But again, this queen is someone who moves according to her passions, her desires, and is coming right over the sun. Don't be surprised if, like, you start receiving these epiphanies that start guiding your life in a different way. And I get this feeling like this king down here, I feel like he complained about like how caring you are. How you do care about other people. It's almost like, why are you caring about them? You should give that all to me. Well, I have. And you just keep giving me more swords. You just keep giving me more things to worry about. So I'm not going to change who I am. Matter of fact, I'm really learning who I am. And thank you for teaching me. You know what I mean? The one thing I've learned from you, when I say you, I'm talking to this king, is I don't want anyone like you. The opposite. I want the opposite. And I also want to say that don't be afraid. Like maybe you have someone on your mind, maybe someone from your younger days that has always lived in your heart, but for whatever reason, it didn't come about. Maybe you don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe you do. Maybe they don't know what's going on in your life, but maybe they do. Because I feel like with the Queen of Swords here, sometimes it can be us reaching out. Like if there's someone in your heart other than this person, other than this king, I feel like take a chance. Take a chance. But they also may be taking a chance. Like, I'm going to take a chance and see if the Empress will consider a relationship with me. Ace of Cups, the lovers, the Four of Wands, the marriage card, right? The commitment card, the Chariot, unlimited potential coming right over optimism. I feel like it would be hard not to fall in love here. All right. The sun again. Double Leo, by the way. The sun is illuminating the King of Cups. Interesting because the sun's illuminating the King of Wands, and now the sun's illuminating the King of Cups, but for two different reasons. It's illuminating the King of Wands for his untrustworthy energy, his or hers, right? That if I, like, let's say in the Two of Pentacles, I make a decision to, like, give it one more shot. I hope you don't, because I feel like you have, right? I feel like again with the Six of Swords over that Ten of Swords, that's hard energy. I get it, but it has become toxic. At least it's toxic to you. I feel like this is someone. This king down here, I feel like this is someone again who is like very comfortable living in a lower vibrational energy. Like me, 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 me. And I just feel like you can't take that anymore. So now the sun's illuminating this King of Cups who's mirroring the Ace of Cups with the Chariot in between. So I feel like it's showing you like there is someone, there is someone out there. We have the Four Swords healing. Beautiful. Healing. Put it over there. The Tower. That's kind of nice, right? You're healing over any previous towers. And that means that these towers, which at one time could have felt like, total destruction, that they no longer hold that power. I often feel, I think I may have said this already, but I feel like in the tower, someone has fallen from grace. And so be it, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to fall from grace with you. Maybe I had, but I have climbed my way back up. And then the Page of Pentacles again. Interesting. You know, Aquarius, I feel like for some of you, and it doesn't even have to be in this lifetime, but I do feel like, maybe in your heart you just know that there's a better love out there for you. Some of you, there may have been someone that's like always like been in your heart. And what I mean by that is like if I'm in a difficult situation, someone who's not loving me, um, causing me extreme worry and cheating. They don't even have to cheat, but they're liars type of energy. Where was I going with that? Oh, you know, and I know this from my own life, where I go to bed at night and I think about someone, like it's kind of like Sam and I's story, where he's always lived in my heart and I in his. Um, and then lo and behold, one of you reaches out. Some of you could have been married. I've been getting this a lot this month too. Or in a committed I want to say committed relationship, but I feel like on your side, um, where you now may be changing your status, like on your social media, single. And this king is like, nice. This may be the right time for me to come in. Or you picking up that phone and saying, you know what? I keep thinking of this person. I've been thinking about this person for so long. I'm going to reach out. And maybe you look at their status and you see that they're single now. And to me, that's divine timing. You know, I hate to keep talking about myself, but I have to say, I'm a Virgo. And now I know some of you are going to disagree with this, but at least me as a Virgo, I've had people cheat on me and I've had opportunities to cheat back, but I couldn't. It's like my morals wouldn't let me. I used to say, damn you morals, but I'm glad I didn't. Um, but I had the same opportunities that they had, but they moved into that cheating energy where I didn't. And I feel like now, anyways, what I was going to say is, I had left a person that I was with for 25 years. And, you know, I'm not going to say because of cheating in that. I just feel like we had outgrown each other. We're still friends, but I feel like we've outgrown each other. But I was single for 2 weeks. And that's when Sam called me. And it was 40 years after the fact. We were young lovers. Um, but I was single and I know that was divine timing because if I wasn't single, I probably would have been like, sorry, but I'm in a relationship, even though everything inside of me would have wanted to move forward, but I wouldn't have. I know me. So it's like, okay, I go and get myself an apartment. I'm single for 2 weeks, and then my phone rings, and it just so happens to be the person who has lived in my heart, and I his. And that's why I tell my story a lot because it was so unexpected. So unexpected. But was it? You know what I mean? But was it? Was it all in divine timing after all? I've learned to really trust in that. Hmm. I love this middle line. I mean, I love all the clarifiers, to be honest. Starting with the Ace of Cups, mirroring that King of Cups. Two sixes right there, by the way. I feel like, probably pretty similar energy in the way that we care about, others and especially love. I feel like the chemistry is going to be off the chart. I don't know how that can be denied. But then it moves into the Four of Wands, the lovers right into the Four of Wands. Well, that is a commitment. Could even be marriage. Someone may be getting down on one knee. But it all seems to start with communication. Really, it starts through the Ace of Cups coming over your intuition. Like, trust your spirit guides. Who's no longer serving you? Close the door to that. And I know it's difficult. I know that. But I'm telling you, like, miracles can happen when you least expect them. And it turns out to be what feels like the greatest love of your life. Two pages, sun over that. All right, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I want to look at? It feels very clear. By the way, the chariot is also mirroring that Knight of Swords. This could be a conversation that goes on and on and on. And again, I'm going to use myself as an example, but when Sam did call me, from that point on, because we were in two different states, from that point on, we spoke every single night, all night, like all night. And you know what else is interesting is I feel like at that period of time before, like now we're in union, we're not married, but we're living together. And I had to take that leap, that faithful leap, which I did, but it took me a while. Um, I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe that's all I was meant to say. All right. I think I want to just go right across the board for any other messages that want to come out. Come on out. The Ace of Swords, beautiful. So, this Knight of Swords, again, communication, right? The Ace of Swords, truth. It is truth. Interesting that, first of all, it's over the lovers with the Seven of Swords under that. The lovers, I feel like, has yet to be. Some of you maybe have moved into it. But I feel like the majority may still be back, like questioning, should I or shouldn't I? Should I move out of this? You have to follow your own guidance, but make sure you're being truthful with yourself. But again, that Knight of Swords and then the Ace of Swords, I feel like whatever is being said is of the truth. Oh, I know what I was going to say earlier. I feel like the period of time before I actually moved in with Sam and that fateful phone call, we were really healing each other. We were really learning how to heal, because both of us had gone through very similar situations. And where's the healing card at? I know I saw it somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's over here. Divine works in mysterious ways. But when we can learn to trust, not only in divine, but also in ourselves, in our own truth, I feel like just watch. Just watch what opens up for you. It's being very clear that this is a much more high vibrational type of love, but I also feel like why? Because your vibration. Because now you know what you want, what you don't want, right? You're no longer listening to someone who just tells you lie after lie, like, no, not going to do it again. I've closed that door to you, and I've closed that door for good. And your rebirth then opens with the Ace of Cups. You have three aces, by the way, and all of them quite beautiful. Inspired action. That means your intuition is going to be ignited. Follow it, trust it. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. It's almost like this, like this communication starts to come in, and yes, this would be real life where there may be a second where you're like, well, wait a minute, I want to know that what you say is the truth. Well, I feel like it is the truth. But I do feel like you're going to have to trust that at the same time. Listen to what someone has to say with your spiritual ears, and you will know the truth. Judgment. Well, that's your spiritual team. You know, that is your spirit guides. And what are they doing? They're sending you signs. What's the first sign they're sending you? We need you in the present moment. Three of Wands. Okay, I'm there. Now what? It's going to be a rebirth. So it's coming after the Seven of Swords and that Two of Swords. Trust your guides. You know, when you're not sure if you can trust yourself, your guides will lead you. We have the Empress again. And then we have Justice. Well, justice to me is about balance. Justice to me is about making you whole again. You know, it is like the scales that have been unbalanced simply by the act of cutting ties to, sorry, king, I cannot help but keep pointing to this king, male or female. Um, it rebalances the scales. You know, some of you could have certainly been in a karmic relationship, and I feel like what was the lesson? How to leave it, how to see the truth, know it, feel it, and then not allow it. And what does that do? It brings balance back into your life. It makes you feel whole again. And it is following the Empress's energy. And by the way, the King of Cups right up there, right there, right above it, I feel a lot of like-minded energy. Doesn't mean you're exactly the same. It just means, that I feel like you have similar, let's just say goals, similar morals, similar belief system. Doesn't even have to mean that like we have the same faith, but you know, there is just a lot of similarity. And you may even know that through the beginning of the conversations. Judgment, your spiritual team wants you in the present moment. So what feels like a miracle can come about. But as I call it a miracle, I'm also being reminded that you had a lot to do with it. And you should thank yourself. Be proud of yourself. You know, don't say to yourself, like, man, I was so stupid. Look at this. No. Maybe it was just a karmic lesson. And by the way, I feel like when you learn, if you had a karmic lesson, you came in this lifetime to learn a karmic lesson, and I feel like, and you do, well, my dear, you never have to repeat it again. And I also feel there are great rewards for that. This one just so happens to be love. And, like always, I don't try to make them love readings, but love always wants to come out. But I also want to say that I feel like your creative house is on fire also. You know, the sun, brand new day. Some of you, this could be this person in the Knight of Swords, where there's going to be some type of communication, whether you reach out or they reach out. Again, that sun, it's like, it's happier times. But there was a lot I had to learn. But now I'm learning it. Now I'm finding true balance in my life. And by the way, some of you, I definitely feel like this is talking about a soulmate. And this is certainly feels like it's talking about divine timing at the same time. You know, that's probably why I told you the story of how how I just couldn't cheat, even though the person, let's just say, was my husband at the time, way back when, deserved it, right? Like I had every reason, every right, but morally, I couldn't do it. And then, so I did leave him, and I'm talking about the person when Sam called. This was somebody I was with after that. But I was with them for 25 years. But then when I did leave, That's when Sam calls. Do I think divine was, had a big part in that? I absolutely do. Because again, I probably would have said no otherwise, even though everything inside of me would have wanted to. I don't know that I could have. That's the only reason why I'm telling you this story. Because there's the high priestess on the bottom of the deck. I feel like two people are being guided, divinely guided. Two people are being called into the present moment so that two people can have this rebirth, but have it together. And again, with the Four of Wands, to me, it's a lifetime. I'm not going to promise that there will never be an issue. Sam and I fight, but then we make up. One of us doesn't run out the door. Where here, I have a feeling like if I confronted someone, they probably ran out that door. Especially if they were a narcissist. Narcissists don't like to be confronted. But even if you confront them, they'll just lie. Well, now you know that. Now I feel like what you're really learning is your own worth. All right, let's take Mother Mary over the reading and get her beautiful words of wisdom. All right, I know that wanted to come out for you, but let's see if anything else. Yep. All right, so let's start with this one. Mercy. Mercy. I am kind and thoughtful towards myself and others. Well, that's what I feel up and I felt in the Six of Pentacles up here. That you are kind and thoughtful towards others. I feel like the lesson was learning to be kind and thoughtful towards yourself now. Father. My true Father is God in heaven who shines healing light. We have the Four of Wands, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. Some of you, I feel like it's one of two things. The person who you were with before could have been someone who reminds you of your father, but not in a good way. And for some of you, this could talk about the person who's coming in. If you had a loving father, because I do feel like the person coming in is very loving, especially coming through the King of Cups energy. King of Cups loves to be in love. If he was in reverse, I would tell you no, run. But he's not in reverse. So, he is someone who really appreciates having that special partner. So some of you, it could be someone who does remind you of your father, but in a very good way. Some of you, I feel like your father is your spirit guide, one of your spirit guides. And I'm saying father, it could be like a big brother, a grandfather, someone who's helping to guide this together for you. Because remember, your spiritual team is right there. And I feel like different guides will step forward for different situations. And then joy. Joy to the world. And you have joy somewhere here. Joy. By enjoying this moment, I'm giving thanks to God for my life. Oh, I know where it's at, right? Well, no, that's optimism, but it's also the energy of joy, right? It's learning to appreciate the current moment. It's when I'm not living in the past. It's when I'm saying to myself, I know that my ships will come in. And until they do, I'm just going to be me and do my thing and allow the universe to surprise me. Wow. This is all about celebration. Joy. By enjoying this moment, I am giving thanks to God for my life. I'm not sure you were so thankful back here because I'm not sure you really had a reason. Though, again, I do want to remind you if this was a karmic relationship and you learned from it, and I feel like sometimes it's just simply closing the door. It's that recognition of some people do not change. And we're not, what do they say, our brother's keeper? Well, we're not their keeper. And I feel like we don't even need to worry because I feel like, because they put you through so much, like their karma, and like what did they do? They created their karma. And by you leaving, you cleared one karma, but now I feel like good karma is coming to you. A reason to celebrate. Loving oneself again. I feel like you're moving into a period of time where you may enjoy your life like you never have before. Live in the present moment and expect miracles. But also don't be afraid to be the one who reaches out. No matter how it happens, whether you reach out or they reach out, someone's reaching out. And it's telling us that it's truth. Like whatever they say, it is truth. But you'll know that. You'll know that, especially if all the blindfolds are off. You're trusting in your own intuition. You're trusting in the signs, because again, I feel like this is guided. Then I feel like you'll be able to enjoy it for really what it is. And it does feel like true love. True love. And yes, it took a moment to get here, but you will arrive. You know, the lessons were hard. Yes, they were. But you've overcome them, or you are overcoming them. And it starts by being truthful with oneself first. I may have wished that I could believe this person, but they have shown me over and over again that I can't. This person, again, coming through the Ace of Cups into the Knight of Swords, and then what followed that was the Ace of Swords and the Lovers. This king doesn't have a chance anymore. Period. Oh, I see the Three of Wands sticking out there. So I find that interesting because the High Priestess and then the Three of Wands. So it's like two people living in the present moment. Perfect timing. Will you allow it? You know, I guess you got to believe that you deserve to have the highest form of love. You deserve to have a good life. But you also have to know your power within it, right? Free will, your guides, they'll give you towers. They'll try to make you feel uncomfortable to make you move, but they can't make you move. That has to be your choice. So sometimes when you're feeling like all this discomfort, it could be your guide saying there needs to be a change. We can't make you change. You have to do that. But when you do, watch what opens up. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. Um, I mean, I said this in the last reading. I probably said this in every reading. This feels like your roadmap to get to your ultimate love. But again, and it's not just about love. It's also about loving your life. Allowing yourself to bring what it is, like these epiphanies, these ideas, these creative avenues, allowing them to come to fruition, knowing that, listen, you don't need to know everything to begin because you'll learn as you go. You'll learn as you grow. I do feel like some of you have like a very special, I mean, we all have special spirit guides, you know what I mean? But I feel like, yeah, they're definitely trying to guide you towards what feels like ultimate love, really ultimate life. All right, I'm gonna stop talking so I get this uploaded and over to you. I thank you guys so much. Definitely leave me your comments. Let me know where you're at here. And if you've like overcome this energy, I love it when you share that because I feel like it helps others to see that it's possible. That's why I tell my story. Only because I want you to know that, that there's something that I didn't even really think about, honestly. I mean, yeah, Sam lived in my heart, but I didn't think we'd come back together. I was in a completely different state, living, my life. But nonetheless, it happened. And now we do live together. So you never know. You never know. But if you keep your intentions positive, I promise you, positive vibration will come back to you. All right. Anyways, I thank you guys. I thank you for every way that you help support this channel, whether it's helping others who really do need our help, um, your donations, sharing this video is a great way of helping, just whatever. I just thank you for being here. That's the truth. I'm very grateful for you. I love you guys so much. I feel grateful to our guides to be able to help bring these roadmaps about. Remember, your intuition is your GPS in this lifetime. It is to guide you. We just have to learn to trust it. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.